brothers and sisters, welcome to day 5 of our 33-day journey to Eucharistic glory. And to this theme today really, I think, appeals to us Trinidadians, or speaks to us Trinidadians. Fear of missing out. Matthew Kelly touches a real nerve, I think, in all of us, we're all human beings, that especially in our culture today, especially in the West, where there's a fear of missing out, because we live in an entertainment culture. We live in an antsy culture about what next to do, what's the next best thing to do. And yet, the whole consecration journey that we're on about is to kind of reprogram our minds a little bit about our time, how we spend our time. You know, whether we waste time. And I love this phrase that Pope Francis has been seeing again and again in many quotes. He says that we need to regain a sense of adoration, of being with Jesus in the Eucharist, and about wasting time. What I call a holy waste. And I think Mary Magdalene, one of our great patronesses of our journey, shows us that. You know, she wastes the nard, this expensive ointment on Christ. And that upsets Judas. And so when we waste time with Christ, it might upset people, because people think that we should be spending time with them or doing their projects. But Jesus, to make that time to be with Jesus, to make an appointment, whether to go to an extra mass, whether it is to go and sit in your church in the opening times and spend some time with Jesus, just wasting time in his Eucharistic presence. Because Jesus is truly there, brothers and sisters, in the tabernacle. And he's waiting for us. One saint says that Jesus has been waiting 2,000 years for you. It's a beautiful kind of a saying and an expression, but the point is, as Catholics, we believe that the Eucharist is truly the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus. And so when we go to pray, we are saying to ourselves, and we're giving a witness to others, that this is a real meeting, this is a real appointment, this is not something that should be second, this is something that should be first. Because there's nobody more worthy of your time and your place and your life than Jesus. Nobody has been so good to you than Jesus. And so, wasting time. Now, this whole theme of fear of missing out comes into play, because we have to guard ourselves. Because when we go to set off on the pilgrimage, the journey, we go to set off to making that time to go and be with Jesus, to sit in his Eucharistic presence, or to say, you know, I need to clear this schedule to find time to maybe attend another Mass. Well, when we go about doing that, we are, as I said earlier on, we're getting the witness that Jesus is real and he's worthy of my time. But it means that we will have to experience this fear of missing out, that we feel the pinch of letting all those other distractions die so that we could find the time. So in other words, it takes sacrifice, brothers and sisters, to have a deep prayer life. It takes sacrifice to get to the part of the spiritual journey with Jesus that it is truly dynamic and life-changing. It calls for fear of missing out. It calls for letting those other distractions die away. It calls for that commitment, being relentless, as we said yesterday with Teresa of Avila, being determined to set on the path. But part of that determination is to say, Lord, I'm going to give you this hour. I'm going to give you this half an hour. I'm going to give you this, I'm going to just pass in and visit the church or the Perpetual Adoration Chapel near to you. I'll pass in and spend a little bit of time with Jesus. I'm going to waste time with Jesus. I'm going to waste my time, because your time is like nard that Mary Magdalene poured out on Jesus' life. Nothing is more precious these days than our time. And so I think for us to start thinking about how else can I cut down my distractions so I could put Jesus at the center. Because when we put Jesus at the center, the rest of our life is ordered. It flows better. We're connected to this source. And so Matthew Kelly he gives a little paragraph today that I wanted to highlight, and he says that one of the main reasons so many young people are increasingly having trouble maintaining significant romantic relationships is because they want to keep all their options open. But keeping all your options open shuts down the possibility of success in the one relationship you are in at this moment. So you see, if we have this fear of missing out and we have all these options that we want to be involved in, our relationship with Jesus suffers greatly if we don't find the time to choose Him as our fundamental option, to choose Him, to waste time with the Lord. You know, I would like to read to you I like to end some days with a quote by a saint, and this is St. Leonard of Port Morris, which is an encouraging, inspiring quote. He says, "Possessing this treasure of Holy Mass, hope breeds again. And if we but throw it not away by our mismanagement, we have holy paradise within our grasp. Well may we therefore kiss our altars, perfume them with incense and holy sweets, and that what is more, honor them with the utmost reverence and awe, since through them, the holy altar, comes so much good, our Lord Jesus Christ." May the Lord bless you. Have another beautiful day. God bless.